Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. My name is Tyler Corsair. I'm a Model 3 performance owner in California, and I'm also the creator of Teslascope. So, talk a little bit about myself. I'm 24 years old. I began programming when I was, I think, about 9 to 10 years old. Self-taught currently, but I always wanted to kind of create products and little services that people enjoy. When I first ended up getting my Tesla, I wanted to have a kind of my own little experience to be able to kind of record my like the different things that go on with my vehicle, to be able to keep track of it and kind of have the historics of it. So I ended up diving into that myself. I ended up posting about it online, and but a bunch of people started messaging me and asking me if I'd be able to offer the same experience to other people as well. So I kind of took those reins, and over the last year, I've been focusing most of my time on the service Teslascope to be able to just provide a wonderful and a positive experience for everybody who's a Tesla owner.
So you said you're self-taught. What goes into self-teaching with what you've done to do all the learning that you've had to do?
Mainly, when I very first started, I kind of would go through websites and kind of look at the code and look at different examples. And if I didn't know something, I would kind of research and look up a little bit more on how to do that one thing. And enough practice and enough of just doing one thing over another, I eventually kind of build up a good understanding of everything. I've taken I'll watch videos, I'll read through blogs and articles and documentation and so forth. But basically, by learning yourself, you're able to choose and pick what really want to focus on and kind of hone in on it, and you just are able to build exactly the kind of the framework and all the tools that you need to be able to succeed in that regard.
Have you ever worked on any other software, a different application, or something completely unrelated but still in development?
So my first jobs I actually was working in the gaming industry. I was I was a community manager for a company based in California called Next in America. And through there, I began working on a couple websites that were focused around the games that they provided to their players. But most of the things that I've worked on have basically been my own little projects and things that are mainly for myself. I've worked on a couple knowledge bases and a couple other individualized support software, but mainly very small things up until this project.
Gotcha. I think we could probably start to get in. Let me just give one last check. Yep. Okay. So you should be able to go ahead and share your screen. Let's go ahead and see if that works.
Let's see.
And if you have any questions as the presentation is going, you're welcome to go ahead and add them into the chat box. And that way, once we get to the Q&A session at the end, you're able to, I could either read those off, or if you want to go back to those and just chime on in. But any questions, if you can, just please go ahead and hold those till the end. I think we're looking at probably about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, where Tyler will be able to go through all the details of Teslascope. So, yep, Tyler, I think whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and hop on in.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna I'll start with not screen sharing, but I'll kind of dive in a little bit after that. But what is Teslascope? So I began Teslascope around 1 month last year, and when I first got my vehicle, I ended up using a lot of different services that many others have used. One of them was Teslafy, and while I'm very into analytics, I'm very into just kind of be able to just dive in and see exactly what's going on with my vehicle. So I really enjoyed those services, but I really wanted a little bit more. I wanted to have a better experience while on mobile. I wanted to be able to just kind of build upon the same experience that they were offering. So I began Teslascope as a kind of a passion project with the focus of being able to record my driving sessions, charging sessions, and so forth. And over time, as more people kind of got interested in it, I began to build it out and provide kind of a overall worldwide hub for Tesla information and so forth. My mission and my goal of Teslascope is to basically better the experience of each and every Tesla owner around the world. So there's a lot of features that are built into Teslascope that provide a better experience for whether you're in the United States and other countries and so forth. But the main features of Teslascope in general are the ability to record your driving sessions, so you know exactly where your vehicle has been, the routes you've taken, kind of all the other efficiencies in that regard. Been able to record your charging sessions, so you can see the curves and also the just where you charged and so forth, to be able to keep track of the cost as well. And there's a lot of other unique features that Teslascope is the only service in the world that provides, and I'll be diving into those in just a moment. So let's get the screen sharing. There we go. So when you first sign up, you go through a little bit of an onboarding experience where we'll kind of ask you a couple brief questions about your vehicle. Mainly we'll just ask you about the autopilot hardware you have, as well as the trim that you have. But once you've gotten that all set up, this is the first screen that you see. And this is the vehicle dashboard. And from here, you're at a glance really be able to see the last 24 hours of driving, and as well as the charging that you've done recently. This is a live view of my own vehicle. So I actually just went on a trip yesterday. I went on a little bit of a hike, so I ended up driving for about an hour. I charged when I got to a supercharger along the way, so I could get along the route. And here, this is just a little glance of everything that has went on with my vehicle recently. So the first feature that we'll be diving into is the vehicle page. And the vehicle page kind of expands upon that first page, and it gives you a lot more information about your vehicle currently. And everything you see here is accessible on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, or any other device you use. It displays really nicely. So from here, I can see a little bit about my vehicle. I can see what version I'm on. I can see my VIN in case I need that to provide a Tesla or for other reasons. I can see the total miles I've driven, but I can also see exactly where my vehicle is located currently. So I can kind of pan out from right here, and I can see whether I can go all the way in or I can pan all the way out. I'm currently up in Oregon right now. I can also see the drives that I've gone through recently. So here I can see that I drive out 30 miles here, a couple other drives that were about 40 miles and 30 miles. I can see the recent charging sessions that I took and where they were. So here I can see that I charged at the Sandy supercharger. And I can also see the history of all my vehicle's updates, as well as a couple other statistics as well. The next feature they'll go over is the calendar, and the calendar gives you kind of a quick glance of everything that's gone on with your vehicle recently. So here I can see that on Saturday I actually drove all the way up the coast. I drove around 900 miles. So I drove 300 miles on one day. I drove about 700 miles the next day. And if I click on any of these pages, I can get a much more kind of a detailed review of what exactly happened that day. So I drove 695 miles that day for about 12 hours. I can see each of the charging sessions, as well as the average temperature for each of those times. And as I scroll down too, I can also see the superchargers that I visited, kind of a little bit of information about each, how much the kilowatts that I gained, and also I'm able to see how much each charging session costs. I currently have the free supercharging for life with my vehicle, but in the case that I didn't, I'd be able to click right here on this charge cost. It'll say calculated a cost estimation of if I didn't have it for free, it would tell you exactly how much that session would cost. And if I scroll down now, it will display that price as well. So with the calendar, you're able to go through the entire history of your vehicle. So I can go back until, let's say, January. I can see all the different routes and the different charging and driving that I did in that day, as well as a kind of a little kind of a review of what exactly happened that month. So I can see in January, I charged 20 times. I had about $5 total of charging costs when I charged at my house. And I spent about 38 hours charging. The next feature will be locations. And locations are used for calculating charging costs, which we'll be going over in just a little bit, as well as use for automatically naming different drives that you go on and a bunch of other features. So for here, I can click on new, and I can let's call this I'll call this Tesla Service Center, and we'll say Torrance. From here, I can search up Tesla Service Center. I can find the service center that's right by my house, and it will kind of do a little animation and zoom right into where it is. It'll populate the coordinates. I can click right here and create. And just like that, I have the location of that supercharger, or sorry, of that service center. So if I ever want to visit it, I know exactly where it is. The next feature will be the historical view of the software updates that you've had on your vehicle. So whether you are a new vehicle owner or not, throughout the life of your vehicle, you'll constantly be getting software updates that constantly improve and better the experience you have with your vehicle. Sometimes it's new features, sometimes it's efficiency improvements. And this kind of gives you a quick glance of exactly when you get those updates, how long ago it was, as well as how many days from when it was first noticed from on the Tesla fleet when you got the update. So for this recent update on 2020 28.6, I got it about 3 days after everybody else had gotten it, and it was about 2 weeks after that from the previous update that I had gotten as well. The next thing to go over is the settings area. So the settings allow you to control different aspects of the vehicle on Teslascope and kind of give you a little bit more of a granular control about how things work and the interactions. When you join Teslascope, your vehicle is always defaulted to everything being private. So your information is just your information. Only you have access to it and nobody else does. But if you want to be able to share your vehicle's information with other people, and it's a very kind of a restricted view. So a lot of private information like your actual location, your VIN, and so forth are always hidden. But you're able to toggle your vehicle public so that you're able to share your driving sessions as well as charging sessions with others. So whether you want to share it with like other club members or a family member, or if you're going along on a trip and you want to share it with family, you're able to do that very easily through Teslascope. So from here on this little quick view, I can set if I have more than one vehicle, I can set this as my primary vehicle. I can choose to show the controls or not, which is this little thing right here, which gives you the exact same controls through the Tesla mobile app. So you actually don't even have to use the Tesla mobile app if you want to use any of these basic features. You can do that all right through Teslascope, and it just works automatically. I can even click right here. My car is over there, is right outside my door, but I just unlocked my car just like that. I can click on this again. And just like that, my car is now locked again. The next area that we'll be going through is the driving section. So Teslascope allows you to automatically record all of your driving sessions that you take with your vehicle from start to finish. It shows you the different sessions that you've taken, as well as if a certain driving session took place today. And you can even see your overall efficiency of each drive as well. So I can see if I was going a little bit faster, my efficiency might not be as good as other drives. And if I click, and this is the overall view of all your driving sessions. If I scroll down, I can see all the different pages. I can go from kind of page to page and go through the overall history of all my driving sessions. If I click on any of these ones, so I'll go into this tab, I can see a beautiful display of the actual route that I took with that driving session. So right here, I can see that I went along this route on the freeway. I can pan out and see exactly where in time that was. It's kind of a little bit of around Portland. I can scroll down and see some other statistics about my driving session. So I can see that I went from 94% to 72% of my battery, the overall efficiency, my overall speed. And I even have a minute-by-minute review exactly what I was doing along the route. So here I can see I was at the different coordinates. I can see my odometer as it goes on, the battery level, as well as the temperature and so forth. So it gives you full access to every little bit of detail about your drive. So if you want to be able to export that and kind of have a little bit more of a detailed glimpse of it. Let's see. The next feature, and so another thing about Teslascope is Teslascope has a universal dark mode with the site. So on this page, this is the lifetime view of my vehicle's driving sessions. So I can see every single route that I've ever taken with my vehicle since I joined Teslascope. I can pan in and see these, go all the way into full detail and see, if a certain route I've gone on more, it'll be a little bit darker. And I can see every little route and every little thing that I've taken from my vehicle. And this is, especially when you've owned a vehicle for a very long time, being able to see kind of every little road trip you've gone on, every little adventure you've gone on, and kind of have something to look back at and kind of reflect on. It'll also show you a couple basic statistics about the drive. So here I can see my total speed was 124. I ended up doing that when I was on a track. My average speed, the longest drive that I went on, which was about 8 hours, and the my average duration of each drive as well. The next little thing is, this is the beginning of the kind of the public and sharing features of Teslascope. So here I can see the these two drives that I've chosen to share publicly. I can click on either of these and I can see exactly what the drive was as well. But let's see if I go back to this. Let's say I want to share the drive that I just did recently. So I can go back to this page. I can click right here. I can click on public. And just like that, I've shared this drive. So now if I go back to this other page, I can see that that recent drive that I went on is all already shared. And if I go to this actual drive, I can just share this the actual link to the drive with anyone I want to, and they'll be able to instantly see this exact page, and you'll be able to easily share it with others. The next section that I'll be going into is the charging sessions and the all the different features about charging. So Teslascope allows you to record all of your charging sessions and to be able to very easily keep track of where you charged, how much each charging session cost you, as well as able to just see the total, all the different statistics in regard to charging as you've owned your vehicle. So on this page, I can see that recently I had about 2 charging sessions. The total duration was about 45 minutes. And again, because I have the free supercharging, didn't end up costing me anything. But I can click on any of these locations. So I can even click right here on Grants Pass, and it will show me kind of a detailed account of everything that went on in that charging session. So I can see the kind of the rates and how fast the session was going. And I can see the curve as it changes over time. I can see the location that it took place on, so I can click right here and view it on Google Maps. I can see some other basic information as well about the charge, but also like the driving sessions, I'm able to see the kind of the minute-by-minute record of the actual drive or of the actual charging session and see how that went. The next feature is the charging costs. So Teslascope allows you to automatically set up charging costs that will match whatever the utility company that you use, to whether you're charging at your house or at a supercharger. If you're charging at a supercharger, Teslascope handles everything and you always get the exact cost that you're looking for. If you charge at home though, you're able to set up multiple different charging sessions or multiple different rates to be able to match the exact setup at your house. So where I live, my default rate is about 12 cents per kilowatt hour, but I also have a off-peak rate for about 35 cents. And I'm able to set that for a specific location, which is my house. I can choose what currency I use, and there's a couple options here. And I can also give a description as well. So I can say, this is the off-peak rate for my house. I can set which hours that this rate is for, and I can click apply right here. And now if I go back to the previous page, I can see that description that I've added as well right here. Also, if you have multiple charging sessions that haven't been accounted for yet, I can click right here, and within a couple seconds, it will automatically calculate all of those charging sessions and give you a total cost for them as well. So it took about 5 seconds, and all those charging sessions that I haven't calculated the cost yet for are all completed now. Here is the lifetime view of all the charging sessions. So here I can see that I've done a total of 153 charging sessions totaling about 1,700 hours. The total cost, because I've owned my vehicle for about 2.5 years now, I've only paid $262 in electricity for all, and I've put about 33,000 miles on my vehicle. I've supercharged about 152 times as well, and I've paid nothing for that, but I've charged about 6 times as much electricity. And I can also scroll down here and I can see every single charging session that I've ever charged all in one place here. This is as an alternative to the calendar page, but this gives you a exact view of every single little thing I've done with my vehicle and all the different sessions I've gone through. Here I can see the little costs for each of the times I've charged at my house, and clicking on any of these, I can kind of dive in more and see exactly how much, see exactly the experience that I had with charging at that point. And I can see the my actual battery level and range going up as well over time. The similar to with the shared driving sessions, I can also share my charging sessions with other people as well. So let's say a new supercharger just opened up recently near you, and you want to be able to share your experience or kind of the overall how fast it was with other club members or with your family or so forth. Just like with the driving sessions, I can click on any of these. Just like before, I can see the basic information about this charging session, but I can click right here and I can choose to be able to set it as either private or public. And now I can also override the cost as well. So in the case that, let's say you're charging at a public charger and they end up adding an extra fee on top of things, I can always change the cost as well to make sure that you're able to keep the cost accurate in case you're using a Teslascope or other services to keep track of your electricity costs for tax reasons and so forth. So the next and one of the largest features of Teslascope is the software updates section. So Tesla vehicles are unique that they're one of the only vehicles that allows for your vehicle to get over-the-air updates. And some of these updates can be super small or they can be massive updates that radically change the experience you have with your vehicle. And the Teslascope is one of the only services in the world that allows you to be able to view the actual release notes for each of these updates outside of your vehicle. Currently, you're only able to view the release notes for your vehicle just when you're inside your vehicle and you have to open up a couple things. But right on Teslascope, you're able to view every little thing about the update. And Teslascope will even know exactly which certain features are just for your vehicle. So here I can see that these release notes have been personalized to match my Model 3 performance with hardware 3. I can see that when I get this update, I'll be getting these three new features. And I can even hover over these little icons and I can see exactly which vehicles and which models each of these features are available for. So I can see that this feature is available for all 4 of the models. I can hover over this icon to see exactly what regions of the world that this update was available for. But let's say that I'm a Model 3 owner, but I really want to know exactly what Model S's are getting because I've been looking into getting a Model S. So I can click right here on Show More. And just like that, I have a full glance of every single feature that was provided to the entire Tesla fleet. So here I can see that there's a new feature called the Tesla Powerwall coordination. I can see which models it was available for and which regions. I can see that the Model S and X have gotten a new Sirius XM improvements. I can see features that were available in other regions outside the United States as well, such as the dynamic brake light feature that's coming out soon. And I can even keep scrolling down and I see the high resolution photos that are provided just in your Tesla, but now you can view them just right on Teslascope. And all of these release notes are fully automated. So we actually get the actual files from the Tesla vehicle. So you are viewing the exact same thing that you would see right on your vehicle verbatim. Just like with Tesla, we also offer every single language option that Tesla provides for release notes as well, in case you don't speak English or you don't read English. Everything is there for you. Going back a little bit, this is the general software updates area. You're able to see at a glance all the recent updates that vehicles on Teslascope have gotten. Here's a couple of them recently, but if I click right here on View Update History, I can see a more detailed view of everything that's gone on recently. If I just have a Model 3, I can click on Model 3, and now I'm just viewing updates that have happened for Model 3s recently. I can see how long ago they were, the trim of the vehicle, and I can even click on these updates, and I can just organize it by vehicles that got that particular update as well. So if I want to, if I'm awaiting a certain update, if I want to know more information, I'm able to very easily click on there. I can click right here, and just like that, I'm viewing the release notes for that update, as well as a lot of other information as well. As always, I can click on Show More and view every little feature that came out with that certain update, and that's mainly it for the software updates. The one last thing is the actual vehicle update timeline, and this shows every single software update that has ever come out for Tesla vehicles, and I can scroll down here and view every feature. I can see the actual duration when each update was first noticed on the fleets. And I can even keep scrolling all the way down to 2019 and 2018 and keep viewing other features as well. Here's an update that came out quite a while ago, but here you can see when all these other updates for all these other features for this update as well. And that pretty much covers it for everything that Teslascope currently provides. I have two feature previews for things that are coming up that will be released in the next month or so. The first feature is the trips feature, which allows you to create a customized trip that you can either keep for your own records or you can share with others. So here was a recent trip earlier this year that I took from Los Angeles up to Oregon. I can see each of the little stretches of this trip and where I stopped to charge. I can scroll through here, but I can also scroll down and I can see the actual time I charged. I can see the duration of each drive. And just like with the drives and with the charging sessions, I'm able to choose to share this trip publicly or not, and be able to share this thing with others to be able to share. You know, say I'm traveling to see family and I want to share the kind of the stops that I went to, or even if you're a new vehicle owner and someone wants to recommend a route to take for superchargers, you can very easily be able to share this trip with others. The last feature, which is this is an exclusive first glance just for the New York Owners Club, Tesla Owners Club, is Teslascope is currently working. I'm currently working on a club features build out where clubs will be able to not only list events that are going on, but you'll also be able to interact with other Tesla vehicle owners and within your club and kind of get some be able to. It's mainly like a one-stop shop hub for everything about the club. So this is the first glance of it officially for all intents and purposes. This feature will only be able to be used by licensed and official Tesla Club board members, and they will be able to invite members as well. Here at a first glance, I can see an example event that I made. I can click here and I can see a kind of a little test description that I had. You can include images as well as other text as well. I can see when the event was, and this will always be updated to be your exact time zone. So even if you say you're out of town or you're in another country, but you still want to participate in a club event, or if there's like a webinar or so forth, you'll know exactly what time you have to be on to be able to make sure that you can make that event. I can also see the total miles of every single vehicle that's currently in the club. I can see the total CO2 that's been saved by those vehicles, as well as how many plants have technically, or how many trees have technically been planted because of the not using any gas. But that is pretty much it for what I wanted to show today, and I will give it back to Stefan.
Okay, that's incredible. This is Tyler, yeah, this is amazing. I just had to write a comment and I said, you know, Elon says every once in a while, he says, you know, good software is like magic. If it's so impressive, it's like magic. Like, how was this possible? You know, back in the day, they would have said, you know, you're a witch. But I mean, honestly, this is like wizardry. This is incredible, absolutely incredible. So
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and run through some of the questions from the chat. I should be able to see them from here. Okay, so I threw a couple in here as well, just in case I didn't want to forget anything.
Right.
If actually, you know what, let's see. If you want to unmute yourself, if you have a question that you'd rather ask through just talking, you're welcome to do that. You could just go ahead and unmute your mic, and then we'll open it up now for any questions, and if Tyler could provide any answers for us. And if not, then I'll go ahead and kind of go through a couple. Anthony asked a question, and I believe I was able to answer this, but he a little unrelated, but related. He said, how did you get your unlimited supercharging on your Model 3?
So very, very early on, because I rented a reservation Model 3, I think just a couple days after the reservations were open. For just about a 1 month period of time, Tesla offered a way where only if you got the performance package that you would be able to get unlimited supercharging for life. I actually wasn't planning on getting the performance vehicle. I was planning on just getting one of the long range vehicles before, but I know that I wanted to be able to go on road trips and to kind of have that freedom. So I ended up dropping a little bit more to be able to get that feature, but that was how I was able to get it.
Update tracking, yes. You know, just I guess people are very excited about being able to just see what updates have come out in the past, you know, who's getting what, and see where they fit along with that. I think that's another incredible feature that Teslascope offers. Could this, and this is an interesting question too, especially with Tesla having insurance in California, but not yet in, you know, New York or other states. Can this data be used to help maybe even without Tesla coming out with their insurance yet, can this data from what you're doing, can this be used to lower insurance rates? If you could show this to your insurance broker, can you say, hey, here's my acceleration or my top speeds or my driving habits or how often I'm on the road? Can this work with insurance premiums to lower them?
So possibly it would depend on what information your insurance company is looking for. But I'll actually go back to screen sharing for just a moment to show something off. So Teslascope allows you to fully do a full data export of every little detail about your vehicle. So right here on this page, I can, let's say I wanted to be able to show that I drive very conservatively and I don't end up speeding a lot. I can download the actual driving sessions and every little minute-by-minute detail of it to be able to show that the average speeds that I go on. You could even include or link directly to different charging sessions as well, or sorry, different driving sessions as well to be able to show that information as well. With Tesla insurance, I know Tesla during their earnings call will actually be considering your driving habits, how fast you go, your acceleration. How often you use autopilot is a big one as well, and they will be officially using those metrics to be able to calculate and to reduce insurance costs as well. But it would be incredible to see other insurance companies as well doing a similar thing.
Paul wants to know, what does Elon think of your app?
So Tesla in general has usually been pretty quiet in regard to the kind of their feelings about other third parties. So as a little bit of a technical information, Teslascope as well as other services like Teslafy, Teslab, and so forth, we all use an API, which is kind of a way of gathering data that is actually what powers the official Tesla mobile app. And so all of our apps use that exact same data that's provided through the mobile app to be able to accomplish all of this. Now, I don't know what Elon thinks personally, but when I started Teslascope, I actually ended up reaching out to about 2 or 3 Tesla employees. One of them I actually grew up with all the way back to in elementary school. But I ended up speaking with them, and obviously, while they couldn't give any official stance, I was kind of given some tips and advice and guidance while I was first working on it. And one of the big things that drove me to feel confident in working on Teslascope is Teslafy, which was one of the very first apps that was made for tracking your Tesla vehicles. Teslafy had been around for about 4 to 5 years prior. And so that longevity, that notion of Tesla not either taking a stance for or against other services like that, was kind of a confidence point to be able to work on my own, to be able to provide that as a service. Tesla has communicated that they're going to be working on both in regard to the vehicle, about eventually having kind of an app store experience and to be able to build upon that. So I speak with a lot of the other app creators often. We will touch base and share our thoughts a lot, but we have a lot of confidence and a lot of good feelings about the future for Tesla in regard to working with other developers. There's not a for or against from what Elon or Tesla has expressed in regard to services like Teslascope, but for the most part, it's been the experiences that have been shared by Tesla owners, as well as people who actually linked Teslascope to Tesla directly, have been overall very positive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's just like the cars, the app speaks for itself, or the software speaks for itself. What you've done, I think when people look at this, it's remarkable. Things get around when they're well done, and this is very well done. So it was a question for me. Can you use this for tracking quarter mile times? Say you go to the track for the weekend, can you use it for getting laps? Is there any way to implement something like that? And before you had top speed in there, can that be integrated?
So currently Teslascope polls for information once a minute, and that's be able to, so whether you're going on a short drive or a long drive, be able to kind of get a basic glimpse of what's going on. But in the future, I'm hoping to be able to start working on this by the end of this year. I'll be working on a mobile app, and that mobile app will be able to give kind of a lot more of a so that we'll be able to get information down as much as even every 10 seconds to be able to get information for getting a fourth of a mile times or even top speeds a lot more accurately. So right now that isn't as much of an option, but that's still something that's on the roadmap. To answer the other question in regard to so working on this service is I wanted there to only positives. I wanted there to be no possible reason for why using a service like Teslascope would provide, make for a bad experience. So one thing that was expressed very early on was vampire drains. The worry of using services that would keep the vehicle awake. And so that was something that I focused on very early on, and I'm very proud to say that Teslascope with the sleep options or the sleep modes that we have are able to essentially make it so that your vehicle experiences absolutely no amount of vampire drain. Teslascope, using information provided from Tesla employees, we know exactly when the vehicle is supposed to fall asleep naturally. So once the vehicle falls asleep naturally, we don't touch it. The vehicle is able to get the rest that it deserves. And the moment that you interact with the vehicle yourself, whether it's through the mobile app, whether you've walked up to your vehicle with the key fob or so forth, right when the vehicle is actually woken up by itself, is when so that way there's because the computers on board the car are able to fall asleep right when they normally would anyway. No amount of drain is caused by that. Is it right if I just keep going down the chat and answer?
Oh, sure. If you could see it, go ahead and go through. You're coming. Okay. I don't know if it's just mine, but you're coming through a little choppy every once in a while. I'm not sure if anyone else can. It's just every once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and go through them, you're welcome to.
Okay. So then the next question was, how do you get Teslascope and how much does it cost? So one of the things that was really important to me is that I want every single person to be able to have access to Teslascope, whether you're paying for it or not. So Teslascope provides a free membership or a free option that allows you to have a lot of generalized information about your vehicle. You're able to control it using the different vehicle controls. You're able to record your software updates as well as view all the release notes and all those other features. That's always available to everyone. We do offer a premium membership, and that premium membership is $3 a month, and that is just a flat rate. So it doesn't matter whether you have one vehicle or whether you have multiple vehicles because you either own them or you're part of your family. All those vehicles can all be part of Teslascope, and it's just one set $3 a month. We also offer discounts for many different occasions. So whether you're a veteran, if you are a student or you're an educator, if you are an influencer, if you have worked for Tesla or currently work for Tesla, we offer discounts for a lot of different regards, and most of the time it's a 50% off for life. So if any of those notions apply to you, you're able to pay half of our membership for the rest of your life. And Teslascope, to get Teslascope, it is just a web app. So you can register at teslascope.com, click on the sign up for an account, and it gives you a detailed kind of walkthrough of being able to connect your Teslascope account and so forth. Is this the next question from William? Is this program approved by Tesla, and will Tesla be advertising it to all owners? So as I said before, Tesla has either purposefully or so forth not ever given any public stance on services like Teslascope and so forth. Although internally, apps like Teslascope have been discussed at Tesla, but they're not something that they will likely be having any kind of stance or to be able to share on. There's not been both through my own experiences as well as with others, no one has ever received any kind of legal takedowns or any other requests from Tesla to say, hey, stop doing this, or hey, this is a bad idea. But that's pretty much been the current state of the service.
And you have been in communication with the admin of the Tesla Owners Club program, so they are familiar with your application as well, or your software application.
Yes. I've about 2 weeks ago, I began having discussions with them, and I'm hoping with the club feature that I kind of showed very briefly, there are a lot of other features that are not meant for just members, or more so meant for board members of Tesla owner clubs. But my end goal is to be able to create a very easy to use and very easy to access ability for all club members to always be up to date with events. When there's an event and you're part of a club, you'll automatically get an email notification when a board member posts an event, as well as the actual event details as well. And there'll also be leaderboards, so that if there's another Tesla Owners Club and you want to be able to say, all right, then the New York Tesla Owner Club is better than the other ones. There'll be leaderboards for the total miles that your members have driven, the amount of trees that you've planted by driving an electric vehicle, and be able to just kind of have a little bit of pride to be a part of an awesome club. To answer Sandy, currently Teslascope is just a web app, although it runs beautifully on any device. So whether you're on your mobile phone, your tablet, or your computer, everything will display display perfectly. And if there's ever any areas that don't, please let me know, and I will work on and improve that right away.
There's one piece I could throw in as well. I haven't had an Apple phone in quite a while and an iPhone in a while, but from what I remember when I did, there was a way to bookmark a website page and have it act as though it was an app on the phone. I don't know if that still stands to be the case, but it's almost as if you have an app, but without having to have it on the App Store.
Let me see if I can find, here we go. So with iOS, and there's also a feature with Android as well. You can, if you open up the website through Safari, there's a option to be able to add to home screen. And when you do so, the app will actually display as if it was literally just an app. So this is actually the app displaying right now on my phone. You can see there's no other UI besides just the website. But from right here, if I click right here, I can very easily see, I don't know how well you can see just through my camera.
Coming through pretty clear.
Yeah, but here I can scroll down. I can see that exact same page I showed earlier. I can see the current location of my vehicle. I can see the recent drives that I went on. I can click in any of these, and just like with the website, I can scroll down a little bit. I can see the map and other basic information right from my phone as well. So it essentially looks and acts just like a regular app would, but when we create and launch the mobile app in the future, it will kind of build upon that. So there'll be more features that you can't provide through web apps. So like there'll be a Bluetooth support. We'll be working on a support for for pulling more often. There'll be ways to be able to even more accurately be able to tell when your vehicle is falling asleep and so forth. To get to the add to home screen option on Safari, it should be the very center button. Let's see. Okay, so yes, in the very center of Safari, there'll be a box with kind of an arrow going out of it. So when you click on that, you'll be able to scroll down a little bit, and there'll be an option to add to home screen. And from there, it will automatically list whether it's the website you're using a Teslascope. It will display the name. It'll just show our icon, and you can just click on confirm, and it will add a button right on your home screen, just like it was a regular app.
And it's a 50% discount for veterans, you said?
For veterans, if you're in education, so whether you're a student or you're a faculty member, there's different discounts for if you're an influencer, if you work for Tesla or any other kind of a company under Elon, so SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, Neuralink, so forth, OpenAI, yes, retirees as well. There are special cases where other discounts are available, so just send me an email and I will be happy to reply to that as well.
Anthony asked as well, what's the best email to contact you with?
Help@teslascope.com or Tyler@teslascope.com.
And then Anthony also asked, can you load it on your phone through the App Store? So that's not right now, but you said that is in development to have an official app? Okay.
Yeah, so for those that either joined later, I am the sole developer and the sole creator of Teslascope. So I handle everything from the programming, the management, the all the other business aspects. So unfortunately, my time is and also Teslascope is my sole focus right now, career wise. So I am unfortunately I'm time constrained in some regards to where I can put my time into the service, but working on and launching a mobile app for both Android and iOS is planned and just over the horizon.
I don't think we had any other questions from the chat. So Hamilton added some information about insurance, but it doesn't seem to be a question. I just want to make sure we didn't go over anything or didn't miss anything. Yeah. If there are any other questions, like I said, you're welcome to unmute and you can chime in, or if you had any other questions left, you could add those to the chat. If not, was there anything else? I think we went over the cost. If you wanted to pay, it's also there's a free version. Did we go over some of the main differences between the free versus the paid?
I don't think we did.
Okay, if you want to go over that as well, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. So when you first sign up for a account, you'll immediately be as soon as you connect your Teslascope account or your Tesla account, you'll immediately get a 2-week trial of the premium membership. And the main things that are provided through the premium membership that are different, which you can currently find on the website. And actually, let me just pull it open on the shared screen real quick. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So this is our about page about Teslascope in general, and here's some of the kind of the brief features that are listed. So you can track your trips, your charging sessions, the calendar, a couple other features as well. But at the very bottom, we have the kind of the differences between the free and our premium membership. So the things that are provided to everyone is that you can add your vehicles. You have the basic controls about being able to kind of with the Tesla mobile app. You're able to view and set your vehicle's temperature. You're able to enable and disable Sentry mode while you're on the service. You're able to view all of the release notes. You're able to participate in the leaderboards, which I didn't end up showing, but there's a bunch of different leaderboards for compared to other vehicles. You can participate in our referral program. And if you're a developer or even interested in it, there's also a full documentation where you're able to actually access any of the information off your vehicles using API keys and so forth. So all those things are available to everyone. What is only part of our premium is to be able to basically the further tracking thing that is premium, calendar and day view. Handling the cost calculations is currently only a premium, but that will be available to everyone soon as part of the free plan. If you are a free if you have multiple, you can only currently manage those if you are a premium. There are more advanced climate controls coming soon, which will only be part of premium. Actually the feature that you asked earlier about the faster polling times, that will also be available during for just premium as well. So it's having a little bit more data. If you are coming from services like Teslafy, there's a way for you to import all of your data from Teslafy, and you can only upload 3 months currently for free, and just to make sure all the data works and looks perfect. To upload more, you'll have to be premium. The dark mode is also only available through premium. So if I click here and click on dark mode, as I said earlier, every single page on Teslascope is available through a dark mode. So if you're looking at the website during night, you don't want to have as much eye strain. That's one of the other features that's currently available through premium. And that's pretty much, those are pretty much the biggest differences between premium and the regular free membership.
Fantastic.
Can we upload from Teslafy more than 3 months if we're a premium member?
Yes. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Yes. So the reason for why it's currently only offered through premium is because mainly just kind of subset the cost for storing everything. because another notion to hit on is the Teslascope is currently one of the cheapest services provided for be able to track all your vehicle information. Teslafy is $5, and a lot of the other services are between $4 and $5. Profitability is not something that's a focus for me. My goal of Teslascope is mainly just to be able to provide this to as much people as possible. So most of the cost for the premium is just to be able to subset the cost to be able to host all the data and the historical things. So currently, when you are importing data from Teslafy, you're able to upload just up to 3 months, because Teslafy currently offers it. You can only download data 1 month at a time. But that's mainly just to be able to make sure it works, to be able to make sure that your data transferred correctly and you're able to actually view. Let me actually share my screen really quickly to be able to show that as well. So if I go to account and I go, actually, I think it's, here we go. Go to vehicle and then imports. Right here that I can see that I imported a file from Teslafy that was dated back in 2018. I can see very quickly a little bit of a technical breakdown of how many drives and charging sessions were imported. And I can even click right here, and I will see every single driving session that got imported, the distance that I drove, and I can scroll down even more. And I can see all the charging sessions that took place as well. So here I can see where I charged at my house. I can see where I charged at other superchargers. If we weren't able to determine what supercharger it was because Teslafy didn't provide it, then it'll just say supercharging or charging. But here you're able to see exactly what was imported and be able to kind of have a little bit of a walkthrough that way. And I'll also tell you as well, kind of the other page, how many drives were imported, how many charging pages were imported as well, all in one place.
You have a question from Paul. So currently have hardware 2.0 and we'll be having a new hardware installed for full self-driving. Will the site automatically detect that? And I think it showed it with yours, right?
So Tesla actually does not provide any information through the mobile app that allows to be able to detect that. So unfortunately, Teslascope can as well. But there is an option that allows you to be able to change that very easily through Teslascope. So if I go back here and I go back, click on vehicle right here, and I click on debug. Here I have a little bit more of a, this is more of a kind of an advanced view of all the different variables about my vehicle. But right here you can see hardware version. I'm able to select which hardware that I have. So if you have an older vehicle, there would be more options provided here. But because I have a Model 3, only the hardware 2.5 and 3 were available. So that's why it's only displayed there. Through this page, I can also update the configuration. So if you have updated your rims on the vehicle or the actual wheels, you can change it there. And here's also every little detail that we store about the vehicle currently, about my vehicle in particular. But yeah. So to answer your question one more time, it isn't detected automatically, but it's very easy to change. Just as a moment.
Okay. And then from Anthony, so question, your information will be private to the owner only and not to Teslascope employee. But as you said, you are the sole owner of Teslascope.
Yes. So so to hit on two points. So security is very, very important to me. I end up working with very closely with a Googler who gave a lot of advice on not only with keeping data secure, but also in a lot of other regards as well. So as the owner and as the sole developer, I actually can't access any other information through the site. It's very restricted on what I can view and what I can change and so forth. So any data that you put on the services is in all intents and purposes just your own. There is a way for me to be able to debug things, but it's a kind of a consent-based notion where I have to request for permission first from you, and it also logs all the data that's been accessed as well for security. And all in regard to other things, access to the different databases and so forth is only through the website as well. So I also can't access anything remotely as well in that regard. So yeah, just your data as a landmark. Your data is your data. I use Teslascope myself because as being a vehicle owner myself, and I'm more or less along for the ride along with everybody else.
I think that we'll probably go ahead and wrap things up for today. And if any other questions or things need to be sent your way, help@teslascope.com would be the best way to contact you.
Yes, and then to answer one more question, Sandy asked if veterans get a 50% discount. Yes, everybody who applies, who qualifies for those discounts, it's a 50% off for life. Those discounts never expire, and you'll always, so the current price would just be $1.50 a month. There'll be an annual option coming within the next month or so, but for now it's just that small price. And so yeah, if anyone has any questions at all, you can always reach out to me. I try to always reply to messages within a day. Do funds, one more question from Anthony is, do funds go to you only? Yes, most of the costs in regard to Teslascope mainly go towards paying for the infrastructure and the other business costs to it, but Teslascope is currently basically one of my only sources of income, and it's the thing that I'm focusing on primarily. So most of it goes towards myself and focusing on it more and be able to keep on creating some awesome features and products.
Yeah, you've done a great job, and it's only going to go up from here. So I'm excited to see what else comes in the upcoming features. It's definitely looking forward to it. So
thank you.
All right. Like I said, if you have any other questions, please reach out to Tyler and send them over. And like I said, that'll wrap everything up. So thank you for coming over and checking everything out. And Tyler, thank you so much for setting everything up with us.